Hello and welcome to my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like this video. And thanks so much for watching, y'all. Thank you to my day ones, twos, and threes. Thank you to all my new subscribers that's coming in. That means well. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you all and welcome, welcome, welcome. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only, so everything is alleged, some is not, and the fair accuse is in my description box, y'all. So let's get to it. So, we talk about this all the time, going live and all this stuff. So, I guess this happened in Detroit, y'all. But this guy was, arguing with somebody on Facebook Live. And this guy showed up at his house. Okay, y'all? So, I want y'all to see this video because this is crazy, okay? So, let's get to it.
And it's a murder streamed online for all to see. An argument on Facebook Live goes from heated to deadly.
And we begin in Ypsilanti, where that deadly shooting captured on Facebook Live has left the community stunned. The victim had become somewhat of a local celebrity because of those live feeds.
Yesterday, that all came to an abrupt and tragic end. Sean Lay live with this story tonight with more on what escalated all this. Sean.
Let's talk about that escalation, Devin. Rell Smith was on his Facebook Live talking to the camera. He was in a heated exchange with someone who was making comments as he was going live. Minutes later, someone drove right up to his house in Ypsilanti. More than 30 shots were fired.
Wow.
Facebook flooded with sadness, heartache, and tributes today for this man, Rell Smith of Ypsilanti, a local Facebook celebrity. Smith was also known for his brutally honest Facebook Live appearances called Rell's Corner. Tuesday, Smith took to Facebook Live for another edition, at first expressing his loyalty to Ypsilanti.
What make y'all think, because y'all moved, that y'all better than Ipsy? Y'all ain't better than Ipsy, y'all product of Ipsy.
Then Smith exchanging words with someone who was commenting on his Facebook Live and making threats.
Now you on Facebook, I'm riding around with 60 shots. I don't ride around with 100 shots, bro.
Thousands were watching and were horrified by what happened next. Smith sees a car approach and sees someone get out.
Okay, we got action.
Smith was shot and killed. The shooting is not seen on camera, but we will warn you, just the sound of the gun violence is disturbing enough. We will only play a moment of the 30 rapid-fire shots. A neighbor can be heard frantically calling 911.
Somebody been shot.
The horrifying video seen 37,000 times before Facebook was alerted and took it down. And tonight, Facebook says when awful things like this occur on a Facebook Live, they do try to take it off Facebook as quickly as possible. Again, that video is no longer seen on Facebook. The person firing those shots is still out there tonight. Kimberly, Devin.
Boy. So where does this investigation stand now, Sean?
Like I say, suspect not in custody as of yet. The Washtenaw County Sheriff's Office is investigating, and they are working with that video to try to make the connection of who shot Mr. Smith.
Yeah.
Wow. Y'all, it's getting serious out here. Now, first off, this is why I don't even like to do lives in the first place. A lot of people do lives, but I really don't even like to do them because of the fact of stuff like that. That's just crazy. You have to be careful of threats. Okay, this is one thing that I was told when I started doing this Mo3 stuff. When authorities had to come and tell me what to do with this and this and that and that. When the other bloggers started coming and the threats of we're gonna find her and that. Okay. You all have to take everything serious. That's number one. You always have to take threats very seriously. Okay? I don't care where it's coming from. You always take stuff like that serious. You don't play around with stuff like that. He was sitting there all nonchalant. Oh, here goes somebody. We getting some action. They just told you they got 60 rounds or something like that. They just told you they riding around with 60 rounds. And you don't care and all of this other mess. And then when they pull up, you walking up to them like, you're Superman or something. And 30 rounds, y'all. Things have gotten really bad to the point where people are riding around with this much ammunition in their cars, y'all. Why are these kids and young adults out here riding around with stuff like this in the car? You know, stuff that the police don't even carry. They're carrying out here in these streets. You have to be careful when you're going to the grocery store. When you're going to drop off the kids at school, when you're going to do anything that you're doing, you have to be careful about it. So you know you definitely have to be careful when you are a public figure out here in these streets. Somebody that, I'm trying to think of his name. One of the subscribers, he's not a subscriber, he's a blogger. One of the bloggers that he's always speaking some good truth. The game spitter, y'all. He's always talking about, you know, protecting yourself, being careful out here in these streets, okay? You know, when he goes out, y'all should see how he go out, okay? Y'all should see how he travels around with his vest on and legally carrying all the stuff that he needs to protect himself. Y'all, this is how you roll. That's how you roll. You don't play these little stupid games that, you know, people are out here playing with them, okay? If y'all only knew, and it done died down some. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you, but when I first started and then I started getting deep into the Mo3 case, Lord, y'all would be surprised at the threats and everything that was coming my way. Even from other cases that I never even touched. People was telling me, don't you even try to do this case. Or, you know, stuff will be coming to your front door. This is how people were coming at me. After a couple months of working on Mo3's case. You have to be careful out here in these streets and stop playing around. This social media stuff, it's a good thing, but it can be a bad thing as well. It really can. Because people out here, they're not playing. Even the ones with the big mouths out here that's running around, you know, boasting about things and that and that and this and that. Most of the time, the ones that's doing all the boasting, especially celebrities, they're the ones that paying people to go do stuff to other people. They ain't getting their hands dirty. They'll pay somebody else to do it. Okay, y'all? And then you got these crazies that try to keep up with everything. I've had people come to my IG and ask me to do, you know, private lives and stuff, you know, show myself to them. They'll pay me. Y'all, it's some weirdos out here. You have to be careful. You really do. You have to be careful. I think, you know, a lot of people, they talk about the OnlyFans stuff. A lot of people talk about that. But I'm going to tell y'all something about the OnlyFans. If I was in the industry that a lot of these like adult entertainers are in, I would go the OnlyFans route for that reason, that I don't have to be in the clubs and dancing and this and that. You could do it in, you know, in your own home or whatever, or wherever location you choose to do it, and you get paid and go about your business. You don't have to be worried about somebody following you around and this and that and that and this. If you are in that type of stuff. But you have to still be careful of always going live about things. Everything that people are out here doing, you have to do it a certain way. You can't always be all out up front, you know. And this guy was really popular. He was really popular. He had a lot of fans and everything. But at the same time, you sitting up here arguing with someone on a live. This is one of the reasons why I don't get as many subscribers as a lot of other people get. And the reason why is because I don't have time for that. I really just don't even, you know, if I feel like saying something back to another blogger that say something out of pocket or whatever, if I get in that mode, yeah, I say something back to them and go about my business. But arguing with people and going back and forth, it's not even worth it. This is one of the reasons why I block so many people. I got so many people on the block list. I probably has more people on the block list than I do on that subscribe to me. Because I don't have time for stupidity. And that's what he had time for. He's sitting up there arguing with somebody on the live instead of just blocking them and just going on about your business and continuing what you're talking about. Then that person that got, screws missing, they're not, getting madder and madder and madder and riding around looking for something to get into. Looking for some trouble to get into. And one thing about this that I don't understand, because they catch everybody else that's out here doing all kind of crimes, they catch them up so easy. But when it comes to one of our own, they act like, oh, we're trying to catch up with the person that did this. If there had been a police officer that was on that live and somebody came and did that to him, they would be arrested by now. They take their time to pick up people like this. When, they take out somebody that's not important to them. Okay, y'all? You have to protect yourselves out here in these streets. You really do. You have to protect yourself. You have to protect your family members. Even family members that you don't even deal with. If people find out those are your family members, they'll still do something to your family members. You have to be careful out here in these streets. You just do. You cannot be out here just arguing with somebody on lives. I knew somebody else that passed away, and they weren't going back and forth on the live arguing with each other, and then people were posting stuff. This stuff is weird. But everybody don't think like you. Everybody, it's a lot of crazies out here, y'all. And I do mean crazy. And they're just walking around. And the society don't care about these people. Because if they did, it'll be being more done. Instead, it's more mental health places being closed down. Because they don't want to help them with assistance. So they just let them roam the streets. A lot of their kids is the same way. Got screws missing, y'all. It's people that get up every day that look for something to get into. Look for somebody to mess with. Somebody to talk about. Okay? People will even put you in the middle of their mess. Just because you laugh about it. Okay? Bloggers getting into it with each other. You say something and laugh about it. Then all the next thing they talking about you saying, oh, I'll tell you how to get out of somebody suing you. Y'all just don't understand how crazy things are. And how people are tied to each other out here in these streets that you have no clue about. A lot of bloggers tied to each other, pretending like they don't like each other, and then they're arguing in the public eye, and then behind closed doors they're friends. And then people are getting in the middle of that mess. And they're sitting back laughing because it's all about money. You have to be careful. This is not no easy thing that we do, y'all. People put their, people that's in this for, that has a good heart, that's in this to try to find out things that's going on, trying to report to people. This is not an easy thing to do. It really isn't. It's not easy. And you take a chance all the time of, putting yourself in a bad position by trying to help. Trying to do something what other people not doing. Because you sit back and you're like, why ain't nobody doing anything about this? Why are people just letting people get away with these things? And you sit back and like, well, I'm going to talk about it. Ain't nobody else talking about it. But it's so much comes with it. Just like I told you, you have other bloggers that's out here for to change the narratives, for to make sure you don't find out who did what. They even go, you can tell when somebody's full of crap when they go after other bloggers that's doing the same thing that they are doing. When you go out, stop doing what you're doing to go after another blogger, you're not in it for the right reasons. And you have to watch people like that. When you're out here blogging and you're in it for the right reason, you have to watch your back. You have to be careful of the crazies, y'all. May this guy rest in peace. But let a lot of up and coming bloggers that's doing the same thing that he's doing right now pay attention to what just happened to this man. You have to be careful out here. Be careful who you dealing with. Be careful going live. Be careful with all this stuff, y'all. Okay? Take these threats serious. Because like I said, it's a lot of people that wake up every day just to get on somebody else's nerve. They have no life than to just mess with somebody else. Okay, y'all? This is what some people do. Every day they wake up just to pick with the next person. You know, some people need some other things to do. Ask yourself this question. Why would this guy be riding around with 60 rounds in the car in the first place? Unless he's looking for somebody just to mess up. Not that if somebody did something to you. You know how somebody, two people get into an argument, then somebody go get something and come back? That's a difference. When you get into it with somebody do something to you, you go back, you gotta get whatever. But when you're just riding around on a regular day chilling with 60 rounds in the car and you're on somebody's live just arguing with them just to be doing it, they're looking for somebody to mess up. They're ready to go home. Okay, this is what we say about people that, you grew up around, and every time you turn around, they back in jail. He locked up again. She locked up again. A lot of people, they say that in the hood. They be like, oh, he going back home. That's his home. Because sometimes people get restless when they're out here in the street, especially people that go back and forth to jail. They get restless, and they got to do something to go back home because they like it in there. They like people telling them when to get up, when to go to sleep, being around with a whole bunch of men in the jails, taking showers with a bunch of men, with all of them in there. Some people like that. And they'll do anything to go back to it. They do not care about life anymore. Why does it take 30 hits to take somebody out? He was hit up 30 times, y'all. Or 30 rounds went off. Y'all, this don't make no sense. Be careful out here. Be careful out here and sit back and think about when you're getting into it with somebody, is it even worth going to that extra step? Is it even worth it? Or should you just go about your business? I done had words with people on YouTube. I say what I gotta say, and I go about my business. I'm not gonna keep going back and forth with you. Now, sometimes, I have me a little sippy sip, and I be like, I don't feel like talking about this person because they always talking about me. And then I'll say something, and then I'll go about it. It'll be a laughing thing. It go about my business. It's not nothing serious that it has to get to that point. It's a shame that our people cannot make money like everybody else that gets on social media and make money and live their life. I don't understand why people of color cannot come up off of rap, cannot come up off of acting, cannot come up off of social media without haters. Hating on each other. Okay? Not respecting the next person. Even if you try to respect some people, they don't respect you. And then you have to, step out of your normal routine and have to check somebody and this and that. And you go back to it and go about your business. It's not worth to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. If somebody just want to keep edging at you like that, ignore them. If you ignore some people, it hurts them worse than you sitting up there going back and forth with them. And then sometimes they'll leave you alone and go on to the next person that's going to give them the attention that they need or they want. But this is really sad right here. This is so sad. Anyway, y'all, I just want to show y'all this story. So please like, share, and subscribe if you like this video. And thanks for watching, y'all. Peace.